We're here, the sun's shining, the surface is absolutely magnificent. We're parked in the middle of a bit of hostile territory. Big Sellers is looking in at the ABC. He wants a piece of Spud, and fair enough too. Because
come on, Sellers.
These are great people in the next box, and you've stuffed up our relationship with them.
No, I haven't.
I'm looking over this side.
I love Jared and
haven't got too
Mark.
many friends over here either.
No, well, that's your domain, that side.
What the hell are we doing?
That's you.
Spud,
No.
get in there and start the bloody apologies, please.
No, I'm not. It's all good, mate.
Very nice. We're here, and I tell you, we can't wait. Let me just look around the box. We're not quite all here. Bristle hasn't arrived.
Yeah, where's Brian?
Where is he? Where Brian is. But the great Wayne Carey's
Where
here.
is he? Here he comes. Oh, look at hey, get a photo of him. Oh, look at the makeup on him.
Brian.
Wow, he's had a haircut.
Whoa.
Hello, Brian.
Oh, he's had the feathers trimmed.
And the moustache has been trimmed.
Very nice, Bristle. Welcome to you.
Everything's been trimmed, Spud. Good to see you.
Good to see you, mate.
Brian.
What's wrong?
We're just saying we're in amongst a bit of hostile territory here, Bristle.
Yes.
A few not too happy with us.
And 4 non-travellers normally, so it's good to be here with 4 non-travellers. So great to be here.
How long have we got you for, Bristle? I know you'll be tearing
Just,
the shreds out of it for the
just
7 network.
An hour.
Nice
or
hour.
Can we get Cool Breeze out, Warrior?
Yeah,
While
we've
he's
got
in?
a good instalment today. We
Chronicles.
Why do I feel that
found a
this is set up?
Q&A with Sam Newman that was done in 1989, which I think I researched. Helped research for Sam.
Beautiful. Well, hello to you, Purple.
Hello, Jim.
And hello, Duck. Nice to see you.
Yeah, g'day, boys, listeners. Beautiful day up here in Sydney. Looking forward to this cracking game.
Wonderful.
Beautiful day.
No, we'll be a ripper. We'll get stuck into a big preview of this one. And Domo, get ready for this.
In 2009, the Saturday Rub brought you the iconic
World according to the Cool Breeze.
And now, it brings you
Cool Breeze Chronicles.
The old
You
plum
should-
holding.
You should finish this segment there.
No, we've got a few more additions, BT, and we
Come on,
delved
he's pumped
into
this one up.
this dossier that lobbed on the Triple M office at the start of this year, and we've managed to find today a Q&A that you did with Sam Newman back in 1989. He made that double-page spread his own, Jim, back then, Sam. It was his first official foray back into serious media, Sam, back then, and he did a very good job.
Big names, too.
Massive names.
The great Frank Thring, oh my word. Amongst others.
John McEnroe and
Yes,
Steffi
exactly
Graf.
right.
Anyway, so he did one with Brian Taylor as we're moving through 1989.
That's it.
And I've just pulled out little bits, which
So we
I
only
hopefully...
got the big names.
Only the big names. And he gets on to one of Brian's former coaches at Richmond, and Sam asks the question of BT, did you see eye to eye with Francis Burke? I see eye to eye with all my coaches. Francis Burke was a different person. In what way, Sam asked? Communication was lacking slightly, but he was still a very good coach. To which Sam then digs a little bit
to be
deeper,
lacking.
Jim.
Yes.
Brian, isn't that a contradiction? Brian? I suppose it is.
Oh, come on, Bristle.
And then Sam really getting to the nub of it.
No, I was young.
Did Francis actually speak to you at Richmond, Brian? Brian? Not a lot.
Oh, come on.
Now, Jim, this also amused me. It was toward the end of the article, and Brian's had enough of it. It goes for a long time, and it waxes and wanes, and gets down to the bottom. Now, Brian, Sam asks, what other interests do you have?
Oh, yes.
And Brian's paused and then answered with, I breed dogs.
Oh, come on, Bristle.
Last week it was a spa business.
It was. And then, and then
Bristle, you can't breed
What
dogs.
sort of dog?
well, Sam then asked the question, what sort?
Bull Terriers?
Now, wait for it.
Poodles?
Cavalier King Charles Spaniels.
That is 100% right. I was a well-known breeder.
There's another article in this dossier too, Jim, from a couple of schoolgirls who were really chuffed and it must be said, really appreciated Brian giving them his time at a time when he was a very big player.
Oh, big player.
So it was the year he kicked 100 goals, and they make that very clear. But the interview was done, Duck, before he'd actually kicked 100 goals. So they're getting Brian on all sorts of topics, and I think it might have appeared in a school newsletter somewhere.
Yep.
And they write this, and they're asking Brian about the national competition. To which Brian responds, let's face it, a national competition is going to bugger up football for everyone in Australia.
Have a look at him now.
Oh.
It's actually been the making of you, National Football League. There's the obligatory question, Duck, about what he does when he's not playing and training football.
Oh, yes.
I enjoy golf and water skiing.
I was a barefooter.
What is it?
Oh, it was a barefooter.
I was a barefooter. Taught
Yeah.
by Gavin O'Mahony, the former world champ.
Really?
Yeah.
And they asked you on this day if you thought you could win the Brownlow. And again, they made it very clear that they did this interview before you kicked 100.
Hope I answered this right.
He smiled and said, nah, but you could tell he thought he could win it. And then we'll just finish it up, Jim, with a Rob Asprey article in a magazine at the time called Footy Week.
From Lexington.
And he said there was that Brian had a really refreshing outlook on the media. And Brian was quoted in this particular article saying, there have been times when a reporter has made me raging mad inside. But unlike other footballers, I have never had the guts to have a go at a reporter. It's not that I'm afraid of them or getting on the wrong side of them. It's just that every experience has taught me that 99% of stories in the papers
Let's move on, Damon.
are true.
Oh, 99.
99.
No matter how unbelievable they may seem.
Well, that was in
at
old-time
the time.
journalism. It's dropped off a bit since then.
Yeah. He also regaled us with a story where Jimmy Jess persuaded me to place a dead possum in Michael Rogers' locker. It was decomposing like you wouldn't believe, and when Rochi opened his locker and found his clothes draped over this mess, his life wasn't safe. My life was not safe. You then put it into the Rolls Royce of John Robertson, who was a committee member. And Jim, we'll just finish it off here, where we found a match report, Duck, of the time, and we have referred to this in the Cool Breeze Chronicles, when BT was dragged by Lee Matthews at the 13-minute mark of the second quarter of a game against Hawthorn. And Howard Lee, who's still writing, has written this match report. Taylor stormed to the interchange shed and snatched the clipboard of team manager Eddie Hillgrove and hurled it to the ground in visible anger.
Because in those days, Bristol, once you're off, your day was done.
Yeah.
You weren't coming back on. So that was an early drag.
Just took Eddie's
It
clipboard.
wasn't quite that long ago, Jay. I was in the interchange day.
That was an early dragging.
I do remember those dogs, and I had about 8 of them, and they all they have a propensity to get dry eye.
Oh.
And my vet said you need to go and see a dog eye specialist. So I went to the dog eye specialist, and he said, yes, we can fix the dry eye on your 8 dogs.
Expensive?
Yeah.
And I said, how will you do that?
Careful where you go with this.
He said, we will get the saliva glands out of its mouth and we'll sew them above the eyes, so when the dog smells the food, the water comes onto the eyes and they don't have dry eye anymore. I said, how much each? $2,100 each dog. Did the dogs get fixed from dry eye? No.
Very nice addition.
Well done, Warrior.
Was that the end of your breeding days after that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I bred them out. They had bad hearts.
Did you run a little puppy farm, did you?
Yeah, something, yeah.
Well, we need to get to a break because the wee man McGlynn, who was sensational
Just before
last
we do.
night, is coming up.
Just before we do, JB, can I bring up one highlight?
Oh, no.
The highlights in Brian's hair. It's gone back to El Pablo like. Remember 6 weeks ago?
I've had a
You've been to the
haircut,
hairdresser
Spud.
again. You've been to Nugget again.
Actually,
Kidding yourself. You are kidding yourself, Spud.
Get
it's a bit more silver.
Has it got any grey in the side of it?
Let's have a look on Twitter.
I tell you what,
let
Spud.
the pack decide.
It's an old
See?
story.
I've got you.
You're
I've got
full
you.
of I love
Come
to
on,
be
Brian.
swearing.
That's cobalt.
It's absolute bull.
Okay, stay with us, Bristol. I don't want
Pablo.
you getting angry. I want you to
No.
stay focused and intense and around.
I'm not going to take it.